Welcome back, everybody. This is Salvi doing free and publicly available content from Twitter, which is public for everybody. I will continue to do this, and I do hope that you enjoy every single thing that I do here. And of course, let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe and like and hit that bell notification icon so you can see everything that I do. XQC is back in the news, and again, it involves VTubers. Are we surprised? I don't think so. He seems to, the gibberish man himself seems to think that he is always open to, criticizing people, and of course is not open to criticism himself. At least a lot of times they're not. He will get criticized, and I do criticize him myself for things that he's done and said. So yeah, he'll get criticism here, of course, as always. And anyone who does these kind of things will as well. So it's like he did start his streaming career. I think he did get banned from certain leagues for certain ways that he acted, things like that. That's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about here, XQC criticizes Lacey for being a purist in regards to Neurosama. Instead of going to the kick that is mentioned here, we will, we'll talk about this stuff that's being said here afterwards. We'll go to this. He did do the Lacey thing, but he also recently, I found out just by searching for the Lacey thing, I found out this one. And this is the main thing that we're talking about for the most part. Throughout, like I said, through looking for the Lacey thing, I found this one, which was XQC asking why a lot of anime has childlike themes. How come a lot of anime has a lot of voices, songs that sound like children, lullabies, people love that, feel like it might be fueling a part of them that's generally a threat to society and validates them. Again, I will say something that I've always said. This is always more an indictment on your way of thinking and on your dirty thoughts than it is an indictment on the people that you're criticizing. By you saying that everyone who likes this must have those type of dirty thoughts, or other people say, must have their hard drive checked, I think that it's more on you having your hard drive checked because of the fact that you are criticizing people on here. And it says, people down here, says Guess is still mad about those 2 tournaments he lost. Mad's obsession doesn't, I didn't get this, but I guess it's all he thinks about. Uh-oh, you better not use this picture. This picture's been used by other people. Better not use it. And they go here, anime is a whole culture, and we have developing together with it. PDF infested environment, other people who agree with him. Validating a threat to society, guy who took a $100 million e-casino deal. I don't know how multimillionaires can be a shill and also get clonked by women in video games. And here we go, we're going to take a look at the thing that he uses, because he uses Neurosama, apparently. Apparently, he wanted to use Neurosama for this whole thing. And Neurosama, for those who don't know, is a VTuber who is an AI VTuber, more of a machine learning instead of the generative AI, created by Vtuber, which is a British programmer, and they are extremely popular in the community. They're extremely popular in everything going on. They have gotten their, most recent stuff, big things going on. We're going to take a look at this real quick, and then I will get back to you on the other side.
Yeah, I actually do know. We just broke the top 3 record for the most subs of all time.
Chat.
Is there any
I have another question, chat. Guys, this has nothing to do with this. It's nothing to do with this. Overall, how come a lot of the anime, right, have a lot of voices and shit like that, and songs that sounds like children are talking? Like, it's like children-looking stuff, children-looking songs, children-looking whatever, lullabies that for children. It's all like, a lot of it's children, and people love that, like to the point where like actually, I feel like it might be fueling a part of them that's genuinely a threat to society, and I think it validates them in a way, and I think it's kind of odd to overpopulate that type of endeavor. But what do I know? I'm just spitballing here. You know what I mean?
Right, spitballing, but again, trying to offend the whole anime community at the same time. Because, well, you're not a part of it, either that, or you were criticized at some point by the anime community, or, something deeper comes from, that this comes from something deeper, in my opinion.
Hi, Mr. Juice.
Guys,
I recently watched her birthday wish vid on YouTube
when I
and had
hear
the displeasure to witness
adorable,
ass. Holy shit,
cute voice, and oh, this is a child. Cool. Moving on. Right? I don't think it, but if I just consumed exclusively that type of sound and song, I think it's not even about culture. I don't think it's about whatever. I think it's just about like, I think it's weird.
And that is he just said it. He just gave an indictment on his own thing. He thinks cute voice equals child. That's an indictment on you, XQC, more than anything else. What I'm going to show you next is like I mentioned, other things that he has said, I thought he was kind of getting more based because of what he said to Lacey for being a purist in the whole thing. Purist streaming is bad. Streaming should never be something or not be something. Streaming just is. Thought he was going to be based a little bit more on that one. But you know, other people thought the same thing, that it was going to be a redemption arc, when instead we have people criticizing him, of course, right here, real quick. I'm trying to make this as short as possible because I do know that you guys don't want me to do 10, 20-minute things or do 11-minute videos on one section again. So here we go. Please, you strip down to 14-year-old lolly in a game. You want to talk about decency? Here's the thing. When you say something, when you criticize something, people will find pieces where you are a total hypocrite. Here you go. He stripped someone in this game. Continuing on. Okay, XQC, we're going to use your logic against you. Now we see you have played a bunch of lolly show games. Before, you're a criminal for playing those. Answer the question. Again, here, he played Nekopara. And, you know, he played that game and he stripped someone down in Nekopara to do the same thing. Over here, Straub says it's simple. Most VTuber enjoys cute stuff. Cute girls doing cute things. It's just a part of the culture. Prioritize cute over sexy. It's not and should never be actual children. Same thing. Same people who accuse me of being P-bait for collecting plushies. It's something they don't understand and immediately label it as evil. Maybe it's weird to you, but there's nothing inherently wrong with me wanting to collect plushies like cute things. Same with my own Live 2D model. Just because I want a cute design, I don't have any chest falling out of my model's clothing, doesn't mean I'm a child. And those who do, well, that's their choice. That's their design choice, of course. Those who have, you know, the booba and everything like that's their design choice as well. Continuing here, apparently liking cute characters means you need your hard drive checked now, especially if you're a guy. How about focusing on actual predators instead of shadowboxing harmless fandom behavior? And continuing on here, XQC calls out VTubers Neuro community sort of, and calls out people for being PDF files and creeps. Person had some thoughts on here. Coming just the other day, he called out Lacey and others for judging Neuro early, and Twitch is shaping differently than people expect. Some people aren't happy. And yeah, like I thought he was based for a bit, but apparently he's not. Gotta say, XQC is just a peak example. Twitch flashy like he is flashies, like he's entitled. He cannot accept that he loses games he's bad at. Content creator, which is he's a bad content creator, which is jealous that VTubers have better content than him, and a lot of VTubers are more entertaining than him. I'll be honest with you. I've noticed strange coincidence where people whose popularity is started by something they don't understand always goes through the pipeline of passive-aggressive roundabout accusations that border on the edge of a crime. They do all the time. And Rima goes in here. The violent video games with people violent argument. In this case, it is with, you know, looking at cute characters makes a person a PDF, and that is really weird. And I go too hard on XQC. He did say some spitballing thing out loud. Be real, media doesn't create deviant behavior. It can reflect and reinforce pre-existing tendencies. Someone already inclined toward harmful behavior may seek out media that aligns to their views. Most people are capable of separating fiction from reality. Regulated minds don't blur these lines. Also, when people bring up anime and so-called childlike characters or voices, they're missing the cultural context. Buriko, yes, is a style of acting cute that comes from kawaii culture. Cuteness there isn't about sex appeal. It's about being soft, innocent, and approachable. About creating like a nice, soft environment where you can relax, type of thing. See it everywhere, from idols to VTubers to morning news hosts, and yes, adults. Even professionals use often higher pitched tones, cute expressions, and overly cheerful delivery. Japan literally has mascots, anime groups for districts, and government departments to appear more friendly and welcoming. Cuteness in Japan is social language, not a sign of infantilization. In the West, cuteness is often linked to childlikeness, which then gets associated with, you know, that PDF stuff. But in Japan, it's just an aesthetic, and anyone regardless of age can express it. I'm glad that she always, Rima always does these full-on coverages of things like that, these full-on explanations of things, and that's why I do respect her a lot in these whole things. She is, I would say, more tempered in the way she says things than myself or others. She tempers herself a lot more. She makes sure she doesn't go extreme a lot more, and that is important in these cases. Now, like I said, I'm trying to keep this more short because I know you guys don't like the 10, 20-minute things. But this one went a little bit longer because I had more information on there. But yeah, I'm glad that people are calling him out on this, and that, you know, there are going to be people who are going to be saying one thing or the other. But I'm glad that people are calling him out on this. I think it was a bad take. It was a bad thing. And like I said, more an indictment on him than on the people doing it. So yeah, that's my take on it. Yomi Quinnley is an English-speaking VTuber based in the US. She is a tiefling, a half-human, half-demon. She recently had gotten, before I talk about the main part of the news, she recently had gotten to 25k subs, which is a hard thing to do, whether you're part of an agency or not. It is a lot of work put into getting to that one. I mean, when you are a content creator like Yomi Quinnley that does, you know, content, whether it's be talking or things like that, it's so much harder to get that kind of stuff. You can do certain other things that get you clicks and things like that a lot quicker. But when Yomi Quinnley does these types of things, it is a bit harder to do it in that way. When doing this type of content, like, you know, just chatting and doing games and that kind of stuff, it can be harder to grow. Continuing on here, we have an update with Sock's agency, which is the VTuber agency that she's a part of, that says, during our off-kai, our talent Yomi was generously gifted fan items to a partner booth to transport them. These fan items were sent out a few months later to Yomi during the process of them moving. We are sad to report the items were stolen after delivery, and we are unable to retrieve them or find out their location. What we will do in the future to prevent this, any fan items or talents convention will only be handled immediately by SVA staff, stored by SVA staff, and shipped by SVA staff in conjunction with talent's cooperation, and plan to give talent as to eliminate any chance of any porch pirate activity. We're sincerely apologize to the fans who did gift Yomi any items that were lost. To compensate for that, we would like to link up with them and offer them something from SVA's shop at our cost to apologize. Holy moly! Did not expect that. Did not expect that. This is huge. We understand a lot of time and money goes into fan items, and we want to do our best to apologize for this. Yomi Quinnley responded here, which I'm going to put it a little bit bigger here. Thank you, everyone, and this has been handled. Obviously, we're all super sorry for what happened to these gifts. We discussed as a team how to make it more efficient to work on getting these items to me in a way that won't miss them. While there is no one at fault here, we still want to apologize that it got lost. If you send me something, please reach out. We'll send you something ASAP to make up for it. Down here, she said, it sucks, but I appreciate this so much. It really is just a sad thing to happen. Seriously appreciate SVA just doing their best to communicate this and make things right. No fault on here, SVA's part. Really did the best possible, and I'm so sorry to the fans who sent me things. Thank you to everyone, though, and yeah, in the future, things are going to be so much more smoother now. I love that you're also transparent with this. We're just people doing our best. Things happen, and sometimes when things happen, there are things that suck and outside our control. Once again, we're very sorry that the fans and personal gifts is so loved, and don't let this deter things in the future. Anyone who sent things and lost items can contact SVA too, and we'll give you some stuff that I'll share my love with, and maybe make a video of something as a thank you. Love my lab assistants and love Sock's VTuber agency. Porch pirates do suck, as people are saying here. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Porch pirates suck. Curious, you ever see the fan items to send? Let talent. Do y'all scan them for any hazardous items like GPS trackers and such? Our policy is no food consumables. Our staff will be shipping. We'll have scanners to go over items that they will be packed. Currently are in the position of scanners to go over any items we receive at cons. However, the negative of this is that it will only take items at conventions SVA will be present at, so we can properly assess them. This is very good. Again, don't want to make this too long, but you can see other people, reaching out in DMs. It's like every single time people are hating that this is happening. These, when they open up the ill-gotten gains, a bunch of anime girl fan art, things like that. It does suck. It always sucks to see people work so hard for giving things to people, and then they get screwed over one way or another. It always sucks, and I hate seeing this happen. Brown Dust 2 is an isometric turn-based strategy game developed by GMFSN and published by NeoWiz for the PC and iOS, Android. So it is on Steam. It is on those type of things. It is this type of game that has, the sexy gals and things like that. It's because of that, they have decided recently, Pull Bunch RPG Brown Dust 2. First and foremost, we sincerely apologize for the disappointment and concern we have caused to many of our players. I'll show you what they're talking about. Over the weekend, we carefully reviewed all of your valuable feedback and shared across various channels, taking each comment seriously. Based on this discussion, we've held internal meetings throughout the weekend into this morning. We addressed the revised plans. The reason why they revised their plans, let's just go first with what was happening, is GitHub banned numerous adult game developers, and I want to explain why. GitHub recently banned dozens of accounts associated with adult gaming modding, primarily illusion titles like Koikatsu, where 80-90 repositories from 40 to 50 developers were removed in late November. Early December, it is that please protect the children, please think of the children. The online child protection acts and things like that are going on in Britain and things like that. So they are pearl clutching for a lot of things that they shouldn't be pearl clutching for. So they have removed repositories only contain one code with no explicit assets. They were removed. Brown Dust 2 became a victim of this whole thing as well. Despite previous claims, developers will finally censor many outfits and cutscenes, likely to comply with Steam rules. White Pure Blessings, Rafdia. The reason why Steam is doing this, for people that don't know, Steam has gotten hit by payment processors, PayPal. Mainly, it ends up being Visa, MasterCard, those type of thing, payment processors who have gotten hit themselves by Karens who don't like sexy women in games, who really hate sexy women in games. And the Karens went to PayPal saying that, Visa, MasterCard saying, oh my God, think of the children. Children are going to be seeing this, blah, blah, blah. Most games that have this kind of stuff have a certain age rating, and you cannot see it. They will actually ask you for your age, to verify your age before you go into anything. Even me, that I'm over the age of 18, I have to go through those verifications every single time any one of these kind of gacha games, or these type of games that are maybe a little bit more mature than, the regular 5 or 6 year old or regular type of stuff, it will happen. So they got hit with saying basically Visa was like, hey, if you don't fix this, we're not going to allow any kind of Visa payments. Steam depends on those, so Steam made changes. The outfits and cutscenes will be changed. Nature's Claw, Row, White Cat skill cutscenes will be changed. New Hire Sayer. Mentions of the Slap Slap Pop minigame will also be removed. And continuing on here, they have announced changes to the character designs, including removing Slap Slap Pop minigame due to concerns over gentrification of women. And of course, this is when you know it is Western people saying these things. It is Western people putting their ideologies out there. Their, oh, please protect the children type of thing, and affecting what everyone else will enjoy. Slap Slap Pop minigame stating it's not something that should be done to a woman. It is not an actual woman that's getting it done. It's not showing the objectification of women. It is a minigame. It is fake. It is fantasy. People who don't see that should honestly not be playing games. Future faded quests will be heavily toned down. Existing ones will be altered, using lolly concerns as a smokescreen to justify censoring everything. So yeah, they've done the notices. Insufficient or wording inappropriate, saying they apologize for the confusion, trying to damage control at this point. So they're trying to remove those things. They're trying to damage control at this point. And that is where we go back to where we were mentioning before. Broadcast time is going to be scheduled at this time. They're going to be doing things there. Urgent live broadcast was prepared at short notice. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. Kind of ask your understanding. Real-time interpretation will not be available in languages other than Korean during the stream, because I guess Korea is one of their big markets. Broadcast will release developer note summarizing the key points discussed. And we will be looking at the responses here of what they have here, their engagements, as you can see here. From the live stream, there will be no design changes to any characters, according to this, regarding censorship. And it says it takes a lifetime to build trust, one mistake to ruin it. Do a lot to make this make up for it. It says design changes, no design changes made to any characters or any cutscenes, costumes that were discussed previously mentioned, including will be kept exactly as they are. So they reverse things. The problem is, as was said before, you mess up once, your trust is gone. It's hard to build it up again. Not temporary or provisional is the final policy. Be available for 4 weeks after January 15 update as an apology to this matter. They did have, which is basically a prestige skin, they did allow that to be put out there. Entirely misjudgment on our part. Everything is done based on approvals from the rating boards. We judge that if service were supported in even a single country, it would be very likely a trigger. So, because of one country or one group of people not liking it, they were going to restrict everybody's view. So, what should happen is, if it's a market that they really want to get into and they are restricted, fix it for that market. You can do that. If you were going to do that for everybody, you can do that for one market. I'm not a developer myself, but I'm pretty sure there are ways to do that. I've seen other games do that before, where in certain markets it will have, a certain way of doing things, like, any blood will be green or things like that. And for other markets, it will be the full gore package. That does happen. And continuing on here, of other people saying, I'm going to miss this. This was before the whole thing, the whole new thing. All these costumes here are going to remain the same. Everything about this team, I was hoping since they had rising success, they'd entertain anime and manga one day. But yes, luckily, I have good news in the sense that they are reversing what they had. Zon VT, this was before everything happened that we just went over. If for some reason a skirt or schoolgirl-like is too much, talk about double standards. Talking about run an 18+ game, got so many wish lists, it started getting recommended to people who never played 18+ games. So yeah, like going back, by the way, on these things. By the way, who those curious screenshot is from, is check him out if you want it funny and all over the place. Definitely not male Vtuber. So yeah, definitely not femboy Vtuber. So luckily, they're a bit wishy-washy, but luckily the wishy-washiness was beneficial to the community in the sense that they now have a new part that they can enjoy and have positive things for. and, you know, and just enjoy themselves. It's freaking adults that are usually doing this. If a child is doing this, it's a problem of the parents, not of the company making it. She is on hiatus. Today we're talking about Sakura Miko, who recently has decided to make an announcement, and that is what we're going to be talking about soon. She is, just to give you an idea of who she is and what she's done, she is a very warm and bubbly individual inside of Hololive JP. She's part of their Gen Zero, basically where Yago went in the beginning and recruited people. She was one of the ones that was recruited. Sora was recruited along with Achan back in the day. Also, you had Roboko and many others who were recruited at that point in time. Aski, etc. Suisei came later as kind of going into Innaka music, but she came with, came in with the application process. She didn't get scouted like others did. So in this case, we are talking about something popping in through her thing. Recently, she has done Flower Rhapsody, so the last thing that she put up there. It was done over several years ago, but that's what she has here. And we're going through Hololive today, which is a news source for a lot of Hololive news. They have a blog on Live Door, which is a Japanese blog site. She reported, I'll be taking about a week off today. She conveyed, I'll make another announcement when I return. I'll get myself fully prepared and come back with energy. This was started on the 11th. 11th our time over here in the US, 12th in Japan. So for her, it's already, probably by the time you see this, it's going to be Tuesday. So that's how come it's, you know, coming a little bit later than what it normally would. Hololive Sakura Miko activity paused for a while. I'd like to see you happy. I'd be happy if you wait slowly. Plus said I'm going to be taking about a week off today. Continue, I'll let you know when I get back. And, you know, they're just mentioning what was going on here. Happy if you wait slowly. Positive word on the premise of the return. Response to the post, fan said, I want you to rest slowly. I'm waiting for you to come back healthy. Don't really overdo it. I'm waiting for you slowly. A lot of people are saying that type of stuff here. This is the one that she is. Originally, of course, done in Japanese. And this is a translation. I'm gonna have some issues with the translation, of course. Unfortunately, I don't read hiragana, katakana, or kanji. Any of those. I'll be taking about a week starting off today. I'll make another announcement when I return. I'll get myself fully recharged and come back full of energy. I'd be happy if you could wait for me at your leisure. And the reason why I have to say this is, you know, in Japanese culture, you are, even though we don't see it as that, as fans of Miko, we don't see it as that. It is anytime you quote unquote inconvenience anybody, you do have to let them know, apologize, and, you know, be kind of kind in that whole way. People are saying here, as was mentioned in the blog, please rest slowly, take it easy. Please rest slowly. Mikuchi, take it easy and rest slowly. I'll be eagerly waiting your comeback. Please rest slowly. Everyone is saying, waiting for you. Take care of yourself. As you know, also you have Korone, who has had a lot of things with her family. She is very, very closely tied with her mom and dad. She is very close to both of them. She's always been that way. She's close to all of her family. She's very much a family-oriented doggo. And she has mentioned issues that have happened with her family in the past. In recent memory, she has mentioned this. And that is why people want her to just take her time. It does take a toll on you. I don't think this is necessarily her going and meeting with family, but it does take a toll on people to have these types of things pop up. And I do wish her the best. And instead of graduation and you know, it being so crazy and it getting worse and worse and worse for her to graduate, I'd rather it be something like this. So I do wish her a speedy return. But if she needs to take longer than that week, then that is fine, as long as it helps her out. Welcome back to the Vtuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming Vtubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. I do this because I love Vtubing. I want Vtubing to grow, and I want people to see more and experience different Vtubers out there. That's why I promote them as much as I can. This is someone that must have slipped through the cracks, because Chacha or Chaorzz is someone that I have been following for a bit. They do amazing things with 3D and guitar, the virtual guitarist. I know there are a lot of other ones who do it as well, but they being an indie, do an extremely good job, as I'm just going to show you with some things here. I'm not going to actually, put the music there, because as you know, the music will get me copyright struck in one way, shape, or form, whether it's their original music or not. But as you can see, this is all mocapped. I don't think they use a big studio. As far as I know, they don't use a big studio, but this is all mocapped by them. The movements, everything, they're actually live playing a guitar. Like I mentioned, this has been done by agencies and things like that, but it is also very nice to see a smaller individual in indie do this as well. Just giving you an idea. I didn't want to play all the music, but just giving you an idea of what's going on. And I am very, very happy to showcase this for you guys. Of course, once again, it is Chacha Chaorzz. You can find them Chacha on YouTube, or the Chaorzz. I say Chaorzz because you say chaos. Chaorzz, or whatever, however it's spelled. I'm sorry. I'm deeply sorry if I mispronounce it. I most likely will, and I most likely have. I probably butchered it. Apologies for that, but I do hope that this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for allowing me to showcase you. Look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.